Honorable Chairman, sir, I congratulate the mover of this resolution for bringing this matter into focus and for drawing the attention of members to it. It is the need of the hour for all of us to think sincerely as to how we can solve the problem of power in the country. I am glad to know that the honorable members have brought all the issues before this house for discussion. I wish to state here that we could have completed this discussion yesterday itself, but we could not do so because of various reasons. In the morning also, I was apprehensive whether we would be in a position to complete this important discussion of vital importance today itself. Now, I am not going to take more time of the House to put forth my views. I will place my case before you in as short a time as possible. This subject, in fact, is highly technical. Even I had to study the subject as a student. We in the government do recognize that the country is faced with the problem of power and energy shortage. It is important to assess at this juncture as to how we started our journey in this regard. What was our capacity then and what is our capacity now? It is not at all comparable with the developed countries of the world. At the same time, it is not a mean achievement. Some members have pointed out many things. I am not going to go through all the points raised by the honorable members due to paucity of time. They have appreciated many things. One of the things that they have pointed out is that the subject of power is in the concurrent list. I would like to say that I am not running away from my responsibility. I would like to set the record straight that power generation, power transmission and power distribution was done by the states and the state electricity boards. It was only in the 70s that the central government stepped in. Now the center is generating to an extent of 1/3 requirement of the country. As the distribution is totally in the hands of the states and the state electricity boards, the transmission was also in the hands of the states for quite some time. Now the center has taken it over. Now the job is being done by the power grids. The total network of our power in the country is at the distribution level. Many honorable members have pointed out about this issue in this very house. The main problem is that whatever is being generated is not reaching the consumer. I am sorry to say that no steps have been taken to augment or to strengthen and modernize the sector. The result has been that the loss is very huge. It is almost 50%. It is an alarming thing. The Central Electricity Act was also a cause for it. This is the position. In order to improve the situation, a number of schemes have been drawn up by the central government. I would put it as the new one. Many states have utilized this opportunity. The net result was that because of this setup and other related problems, the arrears of the electricity boards happened to be of a very tall order. Sir, I now come to one other important aspect. This issue cannot be taken very lightly. In fact, a very little attention has been paid to this aspect. If the government is kind enough to follow this, I am sure they can control the prices. I plead with the Honorable Minister to look into these facts. This is a request coming from the government of Kerala as well as the people of Kerala. Cold storage is the biggest philosophy which is being followed all over the world except in India. No doubt it needs money. If there is a shortage of fund, the government can take the World Bank loan or United Nations Food Development Assistance. There are states which grow a lot of vegetables. There are states which do not grow these vegetables. So the government can very well organize interstate export. The government should give top priority to cold storage. Nobody has applied its mind to it till today. Therefore, instead of unnecessarily finding fault with each other, let us be constructive, practical, and positive in solving this problem. So, my suggestion would be the export-import policy should be made systematic and rationalized. There should be coordination between the Food Ministry, Finance Ministry, and also the Prime Minister. I could see in some imported items there is a close coordination in deciding the import duty to be levied. The cold storage should be given top priority. Honorable Speaker, I rise to reply to the debate on the motion of thanks to the Honorable President for his address to both the Houses of Parliament. The debate has by and large been very constructive and interesting. I would like to thank all the honorable members who participated in the debate and made it so constructive. I would like to specially thank the members of the opposition parties who had so little to speak by way of serious criticism. Sir, one of the points raised was that of our entering into some accords and trying to settle differences by talking across the table. Although I have clarified certain aspects in great detail outside the House, I think it is necessary that I should put the records straight in the House. We have heard criticisms about the Punjab Accord, the settlement in Assam, and the agreement in Mizoram. All these accords are major steps forward in bringing the democratic process to the fore and solving our problems. But for these accords, many of us now sitting here and discussing matters would not have been present here. So let not these accords be decried. One important point is the question of socialism. I have been repeatedly referring to it for the last so many years. Socialism is not the spreading of poverty as some would imagine. It is about equitable distribution and uplift of the people. We can move towards socialism only if we have greater productivity and if there is more wealth to distribute. We have shown in the past 2 or 3 years that the Indian economy is resilient and is capable of generating just this sort of development. We have continued the strategy that was evolved by Panditji. We proceed along the road that Indraji had led for us. By improving the productivity in public sector, by improving efficiency of its functioning, we have brought about a change in our economy. But there are also tremendous challenges ahead. It will not be an easy task. The biggest challenge will be to bring about a new ethos. I raised this point earlier also, and we intend to go into this aspect in greater depth. I have no illusions of quick answers or ready-made remedies. It is going to be a long-drawn exercise. It will require a total change in the way the government and the organizations of the government function, not only at the center, but right down at the state levels and right down to the district levels. The lower you go, the closer you will get to the grassroots. Also, we will require unstinted cooperation from every section of the House if we are to be really successful. Nobody could imagine that it is a task that can be left only to the government. It will call for the involvement of the entire people at all levels. I have no illusions of doing it fast. We should ensure that every step is in the right direction of reducing the costs of our programs. When I go to the rural areas, to the remote villages in the hilly areas of the country, I hear numerous complaints about how the program that we start from the center changes its character, content, and effect by the time it gets down to the roots. Those complaints may perhaps be wholly or partially true, but we must go into it in depth and find out what the blockades are, what the problems are, and take salutary steps to remove them. That is the only way to monitor the program. Madam, one point has been repeatedly made in this house. It has been said, and there should be coordination among all the modes of transport. If it is not the case, it will not be possible to increase the efficiency of our transport system. I am happy to say that the Planning Commission has accepted our proposal and a committee has been appointed for this purpose. It has gone to the rural areas and discussed the problem. To some extent, I can say that it has already formulated a policy. I can say with all the emphasis at my command that whatever responsibility falls on the railways as a result of the coordinated and integrated policy among the railways, road transport and sea transport will be discharged, and that all the necessary steps will be taken in this regard. Honorable Minister has said that as far as revised estimate is concerned, there was no increase in freights and fares. Fortunately, we have in this house educationists and economists. Therefore, if all the aspects of the question are taken into account, I am quite certain that the problem can be properly understood and resolved. That is an important matter for us.